What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week and the vehicle discounts. This event week is for July 23rd through July 29th, 2020. The current casino podium vehicle is the Podium GP1. This supercar is primarily based on the famous McLaren F1. It released about 3 years ago with the Cunning Sun Special Vehicle Circuit update and normally costs about $1.2 million. This car is decent performance-wise, but of course, with all the crazy modern hypercars they've added in the game, it will never beat those or even get close to them. But that's not what this car was intended for, in my opinion. The detail this car has is unbelievable, from the exclusive interior, almost exactly like the real car, to the engine bay, the customization, and just the overall styling of the car. It really is truly a work of art, in my opinion. And you can tell that whoever made this car at Rockstar, they really had a passion for this car. So for those of you who maybe paid full price for the GP1 and are angry about it being on the podium, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for about $900,000. Again, to avoid confusion, please note that what you get for the vehicle depends on what you paid for it. The Podium Car will not sell for any money. I'm specifically referring to the GP1 that people paid full price for. So, is the GP1 worth attempting to win from the podium this week? I'm going to have to say yes. While it's not a crazy fast supercar, it's still a decently fast one with tons of detail, good customization, and truly a real legend in real life. I believe it's a must-buy for any car guy to have in his garage. So, starting off with the property discounts, sadly there are none this week, which is really unfortunate. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the Rampant Rocket. This vehicle is in the motorcycles class and can be stored in your motorcycle clubhouse. I still have mine because of the way it looks, but honestly, it is an awful driving experience. Really slow. If you hit a pole, you fall off, and not really worth the money in my opinion. Moving on, we have 40% off the Vapid Click. This vehicle is in the muscle car class and is one of the best ones performance-wise. The Click is right up there with the Yosemite and the Pizwazzer Dominator as far as lap times are on tracks. And on some tracks, the Click even beats them. So the Click is very easy to drive. So if you see yourself struggling in muscle car races, as muscle cars are not that easy to drive, the Click is a very good option and one I highly recommend. Moving along, we have 35% off the Shotaro. So this is one of the best motorcycles alongside the Hakuchi Drag as far as lap times on tracks with lots of turns. The Shotaro is also the easiest motorcycle to control in my opinion. Although I will say that even with this discount, the Hakuchi Drag is about $500,000 cheaper and performs just as well. Next up, we have 35% off the X80. Definitely one of the most radical supercar designs by far in GTA in my opinion. The X80 is a very, very interesting car. It has very good acceleration and good top speed as well. But there is one issue with the X80, and that is its handling. This car drives as if it doesn't have any downforce. It's a very strange driving experience and has sort of like a floaty driving experience to it, but nonetheless, it's still a cool car with a very unique design with good straight line speed and decent customization, but the only downside to it, at least in my opinion, is the handling. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Tulip. This four-door vehicle is in the muscle car class and is not very good performance-wise as you might expect. I personally find the Vamos to be a much better option than the Tulip if you're looking for a fun muscle car to mess around with. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 35% off the Blazer Aqua. This vehicle has a unique functionality which allows it to basically turn into sort of like a jet ski when it hits the water. It is pretty fun to mess around with, but with the current crazy vehicles like the Deluxo and the Impressor Mark II, I don't really see a need to purchase it. Also keep in mind that you need to own a vehicle cargo warehouse in order to even buy it. And lastly, we have 35% off the Bruner 2000. Now, while the Knight Rider car is cool to own in GTA, it can jump, has a parachute, can shoot missiles, one of the best missile tracking systems in the game. This was really one of the first crazy cars that came out in GTA with crazy abilities. But again, with vehicles like the Deluxo, the Scramjet, the Oppressor Mark II, I don't really see a need to own it currently in GTA because of all the crazy vehicles that exist now. Plus, I feel that even with this discount, it's still very expensive. Also, keep in mind they need to own a vehicle cargo warehouse in order to even buy it. And that's it for vehicle discounts. Rockstar gave us some pretty decent discounts this week, but I do feel it was a little bit of a letdown that we didn't receive any property discounts. Moving on to the triple money stuff, we have triple money and RP on the adversary mode deadline. So this is a Tron style adversary mode that I find to be a ton of fun. This is one of my personal favorite adversary modes, especially if you're playing it with friends. You guys kind of laugh and rage at each other. It's kind of funny. I will note that the only downside is that it only allows up to 4 players, but it's still a ton of fun. As far as double money, we have double money and RP on all the normal stunt races, which is awesome. These pay out a ton of money and RP with max players and multiple laps. And lastly, we have the best for last, which is double money and RP on all Motorcycle Club business selling missions. So finally it's back. These businesses pay out a lot if you're very strategic with them. The one that pays out the most fully upgraded is the cocaine, and it can pay out about $840,000 this week, which is awesome. This is definitely a good week to have your MC businesses running and stock them up as much as you can with supplies while you're doing other stuff in GTA. Moving on to the Twitch Prime discounts for Twitch Prime members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment how to become a Twitch Prime member if you aren't one already. So we have 70% off the regular Oppressor. This is a very good deal in my opinion, and one you should definitely take advantage of if you're a Twitch Prime member. And lastly, we have 80% off the Verlier. The Verlier is in the sports class and not that great performance wise, but it's pretty fun to drive with an incredible exhaust mode in my opinion and decent customization. Again guys, if you don't see these discounts in GTA, it's because you don't have your Twitch Prime account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have of course the RC Bandito Time Trial Power Station. This week's normal time trial is Stab City. I highly recommend a fast motorcycle such as the Hakuchu Drag or Shotaro for this time trial. And this week's premium race is the Supercar Race Business Trip. I highly recommend either the Vest 8, Emerus, or Krieger for this time trial. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials on premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This film week is pretty good in terms of discounts and getting even better with these back-to-back double money business opportunities. Last week we had the double money on CEO crates, and this week we have double money for the MC businesses. Now, I'm just speculating here, but usually when Rockstar does this, we receive a bunch of good bonus money event weeks kind of back to back, and then we have like a cooldown of really lackluster bonus event weeks that aren't that great for about a month, and then out of nowhere a DLC is usually announced. So in my opinion, now's the time to start saving up money as much as you can guys. I personally believe there is something in the works coming from Rockstar soon. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.